I have a great list of English words that I am ready to teach you to help improve your English comprehension and vocabulary. So if you are an adult English learner, strap on your seatbelt because I've got some breaking news. Breaking news. Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay, and once again, it is time for an English Through the News lesson where I have the opportunity to help transform your English from okay to much, much better. So I am going to read through an article today, and I am going to read at a moderate pace and teach you a number of phrases, slang terms, and vocabulary that you can use immediately to take your English to the next level. So if you're ready for some learning and some laughter, let's dive into today's lesson. According to the Associated Press, protesters mock Trump's Make America Great Again, or MAGA slogan, with America Go Away caps. Oh boy, this is going to be hilarious, okay? So when you talk about mocking someone, notice the protesters, and we defined protesters in last week's English lessons. So make sure you check out the playlist below if you missed it. So when you mock someone, you make fun of them. So if you want to mock my clothing, you may make a joke about my clothing. Or if my nose is shaped unusual, you may mock my nose or make fun of my nose. So protesters are mocking Trump's MAGA slogan. And of course, his slogan is Make America Great Again. And the caps here say Make America Go Away. Oh, wow. Okay, so here is a picture. And notice there is a flag here on the side of the cap. This is very, very creative, okay? Protesters in Copenhagen, Denmark, are using humor and satire to show their disagreement with U.S. President Donald Trump's renewed talk about seizing Greenland, an Arctic island that is part of Denmark. Okay, there are a number of words here. Let's look at it. So, of course, when we talk about humor, something that is humorous, something that contains humor is funny. And I read a number of your comments, and you guys say I make you laugh. I think learning should be fun, so I add humor to my lessons. And of course, I'm just being myself. Satire. When we talk about satire, say that with me, satire. Okay, satire is a way of using humor to criticize something. So when people criticize something, to take away of the rebuke or the sharp disdain for what someone is doing, they'll use humor, and that is called satire, okay? They use satire to show their disagreement, something that they don't agree with. They are not connected with. They are not laughing about it. They disagree, okay? They're not unified on an issue. When we talk about Donald Trump's renewed talk, okay, of course, when you renew, or notice the prefix re, usually means to do again, okay? To do more than once, or to repeat. So renewed has to do with started again. So you already began something, but to renew means to go back and start again. To start again or become strong again. Renewed efforts, you might say. Renewed talks. Okay. You know, I picked up 25 pounds, so I renewed good eating habits so I could lose weight. All right. So I started eating better so I could lose weight. All right. Now, when we talk about seizing, notice he's talking about in the article seizing Greenland. Seizing Greenland. When we talk about seizing something, it has to do with taking control of something, often by force or threat. So when you seize someone, you take someone or you take something without their authority, or you take something by force. You may not want to give it to me, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to seize it. And if you've been watching the news, you know that Trump says he wants to acquire Greenland. And if they don't sell it, he's going to hit them with tariffs. Okay, so that is a threat. So they use the word seize. All right. Now, notice as we continue, it says red baseball caps bearing the phrase, "Make America Go Away," a parody of Trump's famous "Make America Great Again" slogan, have become a popular symbol of resistance at rallies and online. So a parody, okay? Notice a parody. So when we use the word parody, or when you attempt to use the word parody, it's a funny imitation of something serious, okay? When you consider the comedian Dave Chappelle, if you're familiar with him, he would do a lot of satire and parody in his skits that he did when he was on Comedy Central. Saturday Night Live, they do a number of satire and parody skits. They make fun of certain issues that people say are serious, or they make fun of people that are just being themselves, a parody. So you're using humor to mock someone or to be lighthearted or make fun of something or someone, okay? Now, notice this word here, a slogan. Slogan, "Make America Great Again" or "Make America Go Away" is a slogan. A slogan is an object that represents an idea or message, okay? A slogan. So, for instance, Nike's slogan is "Just Do It," all right? I think Coca-Cola's slogan is "Always Coca-Cola." Always, that's their slogan, all right? So something that represents another object, place, or thing, or a message. So when you think of Las Vegas, the slogan is "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." That's the slogan for Nevada or the city of Las Vegas. The slogan has become a popular symbol. Symbol, okay? Symbol. So a symbol, I think I used the wrong definition. A symbol is an object that represents an idea. So for instance, the golden arches represent McDonald's. DQ for Dairy Queen, all right? So a symbol is an object that represents something else. Nike, the check, all right? Adidas, the three stripes, okay? Polo, the man on the horse playing polo, all right? So these are symbols. Now, slogan is a term, a short, memorable phrase. So I used the wrong card here. A short, memorable phrase used in campaigns or protests. So I gave you the example earlier of Las Vegas. What happens here in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's a slogan. All right. So I got my cards mixed up, so bear with me. All right. At demonstrations on Saturday held in freezing weather, large crowds carried these parody caps and marched through the Danish capital. Now, when you see march, that usually means that a large group of people are walking together. Not necessarily when you march, you're thinking about a soldier, even though you can use the term march in that way. But when you talk about protesters marching, it has to do with people that are gathered together in a large group that are unified and they're moving at once or on one accord. They are marching, okay? Or they march through the city. Now, of course, we know we can use March as a month, which comes right after February, okay? February, March, and then April. But March here has to do with people moving while they're protesting. All right, let's continue. They were marching through the Danish capital. The hats were first created. When something is created, it is made, all right? It is formed. It is something that may have been invisible, and now you can see it. It is created. It is formed. So the earth was formed by God, or you might say that the buildings were formed in about 6 months. Of course, we can say they were constructed, but they were formed or made. All right. I created a cake for the party. Okay. Created, made. By store owner, is that Jesper Rabe Tunson? Oh, wow. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Who saw demand for them surge, and we talked about the word surge in a lesson last week, which means to increase very, very quickly, to surge, all right, after Trump's comments about Greenland's future. So I said, okay, what can I do? Can I communicate in a funny way with a good message and unite the Danes to show that Danish people support the people of Greenland? So when you have someone that comes up with a great idea, we describe that person as being creative or ingenious, clever. Now, when someone takes an opportunity to create something and they make money from it, we call them an opportunist or a capitalist. They are someone that saw a moment in time where they could, in this case, unite people as well as monetize their idea. So he would be described as someone that is an opportunist, someone that was creative. Some might look at it and say, wow, that was a genius idea. I wish I would have thought of that, okay? That was a great idea. Wow. Many protesters also carried signs calling for Greenland's self-determination and resisting outside interference in their affairs. Okay? Self-determination. So when we talk about self-determination or someone having self-determination, it's the right of a people to decide their own future. People that will not be stopped to reach a goal. They have motivation or self-determination when it comes to accomplishing an idea or a goal. Okay? Now, it used the word interference. Okay? Notice interference, something that involves interference is getting involved in something that is not your business. You interfere. Okay. We would usually say, mind your own business. These affairs have nothing to do with you. All right. Or if I were trying to talk to a young lady and you were attracted to that young lady, you may try to run interference. You may try to stop me from talking to her. You're getting involved in business that does not involve you. Leave me alone. All right. So when we talk about affairs, notice interference with their affairs. Affairs has to do with business, has to do with someone's intentions, okay, someone's doings, someone's endeavors, okay. So you might say, I didn't have many affairs in my life until I started having bills, okay. I didn't have much business. I didn't have many things to do. My affairs grew the older that I got and the more money that I made. Or you could use the word affair in a sentence when you're describing someone who is committing adultery. All right. So if you have a married couple and one of the spouses has a sexual relationship with someone outside the marriage, that is called an affair. But affair here in the text has to do with business that involves people, governments, or countries. Okay. Some of the slogans expressed opposition. Okay. Opposition not only to Trump's rhetoric. We talked about rhetoric also. Okay. What a person believes, a person's political thoughts and opinions, rhetoric, but also to what demonstrators see as broader threats to Arctic autonomy. All right. And so when we talk about autonomy, it has to do with freedom to govern oneself. Okay, so you don't want an outside person or country making decisions for you. You want to make decisions on your own. That's what that word means, okay? A threat, we know what a threat is. A threat is when someone is saying that they will harm you, they will do something to you without your permission. European governments, including Denmark's, have spoken out about the situation and emphasized the need to defend the Arctic region and maintain Western security in the face of U.S. pressure. Okay? Security. Notice security having to do with being safe, secure, guarded, all right, to defend, to take care of one's self, all right. So this is getting very, very serious. Trump wants, as we know by now, to acquire Greenland because he's concerned about security, and Greenland is saying, we don't want you to take us and make us a part of America, leave us alone. And it's getting so funny to me because now you have leaders from one side, they're calling leaders on the other side names, and people are making caps and hats to make fun of another person. It is really going too far. The Make America Go Away caps and the protests where they appear reflect deep concern among Danish and Greenlandic citizens that decisions about their homeland should be made by them, not by leaders of other nations. And I just said that. Christian Boy, I believe that's how you say that, 49 years old, said the gathering felt lighthearted. while still delivering a serious message. He added that Greenlanders are being threatened with having their country invaded, calling the situation totally unacceptable. And of course, that's not funny, but the whole situation on how people are talking about it and the things that people are doing, that is comical to me. And here, this person has said that the protest involving these hats, notice the word that's being used, lighthearted. Okay, lighthearted. Something that is lighthearted is cheerful. It's not serious in mood, okay? It's a serious topic, but we would describe that as being lighthearted. Another phrase that we would use, it's really tongue and cheek, all right? I believe the British may say, this is very cheeky, okay? It's something that's lighthearted. It's not that serious, okay? Calm down. They're having a good time about the situation. Now, something that is unacceptable. Unacceptable is not allowed or not okay, okay? It's not satisfactory. It's not something that people, as we said earlier, are in agreement with. So that's going to do it for today's article. Wow. People are so creative, man. I'm telling you, this is just amazing. And I believe a lot of people are like me. You know, it's only so much you can do. You can demonstrate, you can talk about it online, but for the most part, it's going to be left into the hands of the leaders of the country. And so we just hope that it all gets sorted out and worked out properly, where everyone can maybe have something in the end that's not going to hurt either side. So we'll keep our eye on this, but it gives us an opportunity to learn. And so we have learned today at least 20 different words and phrases from today's exercise, from today's lesson. So I hope you have been helped, and I hope you've had a great time as much as I have. As always, make sure you go back and pick out 2 words that you can use when communicating in English within a week. Go back, screenshot the words, use them as a reminder, practice them, and then use them. Also, I encourage my students here on the channel to watch the lesson twice, once with the subtitles on and once with the subtitles off, as this will help your comprehension. To all of the new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. Make sure you turn the notification bell on. I have some comments and questions that I'm going to address hopefully later in the week, but I definitely appreciate everything that you guys have been leaving in the comments section. As always, if it's your first time, let me know where you're watching from, and everyone, use the comment section to practice your English. As always, I hope the rest of your day is filled with rest, prosperity, and productivity, and I hope you join me on my next English lesson. I'll see you then. Have a great day.